particular live, we're going to talk about Darious MacDougall and touch on the death of, which I want to be sensitive and respectful of his stepsister, Kaya Warrior, who's actually being laid to rest today. I believe her funeral is today or tomorrow. And so this reading was requested. And so the first thing I got when I called Darius in was I saw him being submerged underwater. And the first thing I thought, well, somebody drowned him. And then I tried to go in deeper and I saw him walking near a waterway, but I saw him by himself. So then I thought, well, was this an accident? You know, did he like fall in the water and his foot got wedged in between a rock, or, you know, the string on his shoe or something got, and he was submerged? But no, it wasn't that. So then I started doing cards, and interestingly enough, I got the card that I was drowned. All right, now let me find that card for you. Yeah, here we go. So I drowned. I was submerged in water. So I can literally see him fighting, like panicking underwater, you know, looking up at whoever it is that's holding him down. Then he says, my death was an accident. So that's why I thought, well, and then I saw him by a body of water, but I saw him walking alone, or it could be any reason why I saw him alone, but I saw him alone. So I got that card. Then I got juveniles, student aged. It says, yes, I am deceased. I'm dead. And it says I owed a debt. So the baby, I'll call him the baby, was 6 years old. Family was from southern Alberta in Canada. They were at a public recreation park camping. I believe they got there on the 19th and they were leaving on the 21st, which is when he was last seen. So again, they were camping and everything was fine until it was time for them to leave. So according to the report I saw, the family was packing up the site, and then the kids were off across a creek, and then they claimed 1 minute he was there and next thing he wasn't there. He was with other children, including Kaya, his half sister, who's now deceased since then. So they were all together. All right, so I owed a debt. Then this card kept coming out, aged 50 plus. Right? What debt could a 6-year-old have possibly owed? Then I was murdered. All right, now, when I looked at Kaya's, I owed a debt as well, and I got 50 plus, aged 50 plus. Okay, so those two cards I got for Kaya when I called up on her too. I owed a debt, age 50 plus. All right. And then I was murdered. Now I got that with Darius. After he gave me the card, it was an accident. So then I said, okay, so maybe it was an accident because somebody was drinking and they didn't have their full faculties together, right? So maybe it was like drug or alcohol induced, and that's what made it an accident, like somebody going temporarily insane. But it wasn't that, it couldn't have been that either. So then I thought, well, maybe it was one of the other kids. So I know it was him and Kaya, and there was another child, and they're not releasing the age of the child or who exactly. I guess it was a cousin, but then they said when he was last seen, he was also playing with other children that weren't related to their group or connected to their group. So I said, okay, well, maybe it was a child. But nonetheless, he was drowned. Somebody definitely drowned him. And then I got significant tattoos. I got the Asian card. Now the Asian card can also mean It isn't just East Asians, people of like Chinese or Japanese descent. Asian can also mean Indian, Indian, South Asian. Okay, so Asia is a huge place. So there's all kinds of Asians. It could be distinctive of characteristics, of just the physical characteristics of somebody. May not just be their ethnicity. And then I got definitely yes. So I'm assuming that there are people who believe that Kaya may, because they're not saying they're not yet saying what happened to her. They said it was another tragic event. I don't know why they wouldn't. If it was tragic and they've already got a missing child, I don't know what the harm would have been in just saying, she passed away in a car accident or something like that. But they're not saying what she passed away from, or at least I wasn't able to find it. So, all right, so Darious went missing on the 21st of September, right? So, a good almost 4 weeks ago, right? And then there's Kaya. So, yeah, I mean, what debt could two children have possibly owed? And obviously it wouldn't be their debt, it would be their parents' debt, right? Somebody related to their parents. It said aged 50 plus. When I said, is this a blood debt? I got the definitely yes card. Definitely yes on a blood debt. So a blood debt would be like, a blood debt. Sorry guys, and this is not a laughing matter, but I just want to say what it is and like be wrong. I mean, a blood debt is like, a feudal, like some sort of family feud or some sort of like, you harmed a family member of mine some time ago, decades ago, and now I did some work and now you're going to pay with the life of your children, or you're going to pay with the blood of your children. So, again, significant tattoos, aged 50, I owed a debt. So that's what I got for Darious MacDougall, and also Kaya Warrior, who's being remembered tonight. They're having a ceremony. I believe it's tonight. So much love and respect to those children and consideration. And, it's always terrible when it's children, when it's filicide, when it's, so not a good thing. So we'll keep our eye out on this, but this is what he gave me. He said, I saw him being submerged in water, and then I drew the cards, and the first card that came out said I was submerged in water. I drowned. And the first impression I got was somebody was holding him down, and it was an adult. And then I got the card, it was an accident, or my death was an accident. I mean, so I don't know. But then I got I was murdered. So the plan was to do Kaya's and Darius's reading. So could one have been an accident and the other have been a murder? We don't know Kaya passed from. They're not saying. So yeah, so that's the reading, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and so forth. And hit me up for a professional reading if you want one done. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.